When I was younger, and I was still in school, before my college years, I wasn't what you'd call a popular girl. I mean, I was popular, just not in the way that one would prefer to be popular. See, I was infamous. I was the girl that people liked to pick on, the low-hanging fruit that everyone wanted to hit with a stick for sport. And it wasn't just a few people here and there throughout 12 years of my life. It was nearly everyone, everywhere, and every day, for 12 years of my life. Half my life, I was conditioned by these literal hundreds of people that I wasn't pretty or smart or talented. Sometimes even teachers took their sides. That's damage I'm still trying to undo, but it's a process. And the healing comes in waves. But essentially, for half of my time here in this world, these people managed to psychologically manipulate me into having a self-destructive and crippling insecurity. Their favorite thing to tell me, guys and girls alike, was that I would either have absolutely no love life, or I would only have one if I settled for quote-unquote ugly people. People who were worthless and fat, like me, they used to say. I'd never date someone with a chiseled jawline, a perfect smile, good hair, muscles, or a shred of intelligence. Basically, they were cursing me to a life of either loneliness or misery, and those were my only options. They also said that I would never achieve any form of success, and I was destined to be a forgettable number in a big sweatshop company that didn't give a shit who I was. For a time, I believed that was true. So I started to accustom myself with the feeling of doing everything alone, or just going around with my parents for the rest of my life. I'd choose loneliness over misery any day, but that was just me. Fast forward to 2019 and things have been, well, let's just say they didn't quite work out the way that those bullies from my past predicted. In fact, the tables have turned a fair bit, starting with my job. I've only told a few people this, but I ended up getting a job in a company that didn't even put me through a final interview because they actually believed I was that good. And this isn't some small-time startup company started by some college kids in a garage. This is the company developing one of the biggest, if not the biggest, financial application in my country today. An employer of nearly 1,000 people. And there are people in the high levels of their organization chart that know my name because I actually have a reputation of being a good developer, one with the potential to be great. Let's also add my freelance work as a voice actor and YouTube content creator into that mix because balancing those two is a circus that I wouldn't wish upon anyone. Last I heard from them, they're working for big sweatshop companies at the lowest rank and file level. They've been working the same job for over 3 years in these same sweatshop companies, with only a number to be remembered by, and with no one even in middle management knowing them by anything other than a number. Some even straight up left their corporate jobs and are trying their hand at being struggling artists without a revenue stream. Now, let's move on to their favorite insult, that I will either die alone or die miserable, that I'll never have an attractive partner. When I stumbled onto their feeds last, they all looked to be dating men and women with the same description that they once cursed on me when we were kids. Individuals who by any means were not unattractive, just not nearly break your neck from turning your head to get a second look because they're that hot attractive. They're okay, I suppose. I'm not lonely. And the man I had in my life had quite a fair share of intelligence, a great sense of humor, perfect smile, chiseled jawline, good hair, and muscles. Exactly the type of person they once said I'd never attract. I'm taking my life slowly, and this is exactly the pace I need to be in so that I can get the development that I quite frankly owe myself. And even though he's not in my life anymore, he did teach me that they were wrong. I'm still trying to undo their damage, and having had someone in my life who I once thought was impossible really helped. It's still quite a ways to go, but I'm confident that I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, where I can finally look at my life and say that I absolutely, completely deserve everything I have, and I can look in the mirror and actually say, I love the way I look and I wouldn't change a single thing. I'll get there soon enough. Maybe sometime this year, maybe next year, or maybe even later than that. But I'm finally at a point where I know I'll definitely get there. Eventually.